Hello, beautiful souls. I am back after probably about a week and a half long hiatus, and as you can probably notice, I have a new microphone. I'm not sure. See, there it is. Ta-da! Yeah, so hopefully the sound quality on these videos will be much better. Anyway, so I don't really have much to report for the last week and a half. Not much has really been going on, I guess. We can dive straight into it. So I will just connect with the cards. So excuse me for a moment. Reiki Ascended Masters, please make me a clear channel for what you want to say today. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I have rearranged my desk because actually that is what I have been doing recently. I have been gathering oracle cards. Yes, I have been on an oracle card buying spree, and to be honest, I found some oracle cards by Alana Fairchild and I just fell in love with as many oracle cards I could get my hands on of hers. So yeah, I have been gathering them, and at the end of this session, instead of my usual Kuan Yin story, I will be drawing. Can you see? Oh, there we go, Kuan Yin Oracle. So I will be drawing cards from this deck, which is by Alana Fairchild as well. So now, it's the problem with white cloths. They don't tend to enjoy being pulled. Anyway. Okay, let's see what the cards have in store for us today. Seven of Wands, Strength, Queen of Cups upside down, Eight of Wands upside down, Eight of Cups upside down. Are these all upside down? Not quite. Okay, let's do through. That's the Star. This is the Queen of Wands, the Fool in reverse, and the Knight of Swords. Sorry about technical difficulties. Hopefully that works now. I tried to get a good angle on this, so hopefully it's a better angle than... Yeah, anyway, moving along. Back of the deck is the Devil card and the Hierophant. The High Priest, wow. Okay, so the back of the deck, they are all... Where's the white? Oh, I no longer have that white piece of paper. Anyway, so they are all the major arcana. So we've got the Devil card, which is materialism. We've got the Hermit card, which is connecting to your higher self. We've got the Death card underneath that, the Reaping. And in between that we have, so the Death card is upside down, and the Devil card is right side up. And the High Priestess, I think, is upside down as well. Yeah, she's upside down. So High Priestess is all about connecting to your intuition and following your intuitive guidance. So I'll put this over here so you can kind of sort of see it. So we've got, yeah, put it down there. Interesting that in this part, these three piles that I pulled, they are mostly minor arcana and major arcana. If you have been following me for a while or you know a bit about tarot, they're kind of like the life themes, major life themes like birth, death, marriage, and going through the hero's journey over one's lifetime. So, yeah. All right, let's I'll just get comfortable and get a better angle on this. Okay, the first thing that strikes me in this pile is compassion, which I see as the Strength card because it takes a lot of strength. Let's see, I'm not sure if you could, maybe you can see it if I do that. Probably not very well, but yeah, see, this is in the typical Rider-Waite deck. The Strength card is a woman holding a lion's jaws open. But this card, I feel, is more, it's not about opening a lion's jaw. It's about kind of taming the lion, because she's got her hand underneath the lion's, well, probably lioness in this because there's no mane. Yeah, so she's got her hand underneath the lioness's jaw, and the lioness is just calm and tame. So it reminds me of that story that I've been telling you about Kuan Yin taming the dragon through her compassion instead of, using force. So, yeah, so that's the first thing that jumps out at me. And considering the Queen of Cups is upside down, that really means that during this emotional period where everything is topsy-turvy, we're in this, cabin fever, quarantine, self-isolation thing at the moment. Maybe will there be reflection if I move it there? Sorry about the reflection. Now it's over the top of that one. Anyway, yeah, so we're in this cabin fever, emotional, like really emotional things, where we feel like we have to fight for everything almost. And it feels like the world is going in a completely different direction to what typically we would like it to be. However, this is just saying, keep that compassion for yourself. Keep that compassion for other people. Like people in the shopping centre or lining up outside a shopping supermarket. There is, we need compassion for ourselves and for others who are going through this whole global shutdown, because it is a global thing. It is, everyone's going through it. Everyone is suffering at this point in time. Everyone is struggling, and things do seem to be kind of going out of control rather quickly. However, this pile is just saying, be compassionate for others, because things will improve. And I know things will improve, even though I haven't looked at the rest of the cards. But this is, things will improve. That's what the cards have been saying for the last however long I've been doing this. So here we have Queen of Pentacles, Two of Swords reversed, Page of Swords reversed, and Eight of Cups reversed. So we've got Eight of Wands over here and Eight of Cups over here, and they're both reversed. So the Queen of Pentacles, she's a very practical person, and the first thing I got when I looked at this pile was, if you feel like you need to be doing something rather than just sitting around twiddling your thumbs watching everything on Netflix again, because I don't know about you, but yeah, I'm rewatching a few things that I have watched many times in the past. Anyway, so yes, I am searching for fresh content. So yeah, instead of sitting around twiddling your thumbs, doing nothing, apply yourself to something practical. And this Page of Swords here to me implies, and because I don't know if you can see that the pentacle here and the sword from the page, so the Queen of Pentacles is holding the pentacle there and the sword, they're kind of joined. So, perhaps this is talking about a new idea that has genuine practical value for you. And it's kind of suggesting that you go with it. Like, here's the Eight of Cups down here, and it's almost coming out of the Queen of Pentacles. So it feels like this new idea that has immense practical value will result in you achieving some pretty good goal. You're reaching for a goal, and it will... Okay, I'll also say what else I got. So when I first looked at this pile, because I haven't actually got round to that, I've been interpreting, and then anyway, so the other thing I got when I looked at this pile was that meditating, going within, and finding your higher self, communicating with your higher self. It may not feel practical. It may not feel like it has any worldly value. But this card is saying it absolutely has worldly value, practical value, and it will really help you achieve your goals. So yes, yes, Spirit, I realize I should have just said that straight up instead of going through and interpreting. But, this is a process. I am recording this with, very few edits, if any. None of this is scripted. And it's not scripted because I want this to be an authentic reading, and I want you to get an idea of what's going through my head as I'm reading, so you can see my process and find out for yourself if you agree or disagree, or if you think I'm genuine or not genuine, and stuff like that. So one other thing, yes, another thing. If any of this seems like it doesn't resonate with you, meditate, or grab out your own oracle cards or tarot cards if you can read them, and just play with them and see if any of this resonates with you. And if it doesn't, then, and if the cards come up with something different, then that's fine. You know, it just means that this doesn't resonate for you. And I'm trying my hardest to make sure that everyone who watches these videos understands that, you know, I am not the ultimate channel of spirit. You know, I am absolutely not. We are all each a channel of spirit. We can all tap into this collective unconscious, this higher self, this, you know, this ascension process that we are all going through. So, yes, I just want to state that. Don't rely on me. Go within. Find out for yourself. Meditate. Find out for yourself. Yeah, I'm just going to keep pressing that. Anyway, so down here we have the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Swords, the Fool upside down, and the Star upside down. So this kind of relates to this pile up here. And you know how I was saying, you may not think meditation has practical value, but it really does. And down here, it's saying, if you stay focused on your inner light, because we all have light within us. We are all connected to the divine, therefore we all have divinity within us. So if you focus on your inner divinity, I suppose, or inner light, and like really stay focused on it, passionately driven to understand it, to intellectually discover how it has uses in your life, practical uses, spiritual uses, emotional uses, and, you know, mental, theoretical uses. So if we approach it with curiosity instead of, oh great, yep, you know, I need to do my 10 minutes of meditation again. Like, if we can make it, approach it as if it's an adventure. You know, let's go find out what our consciousness, what our higher self, what our soul, what our inner divinity has to say to us today. How can we make the best out of this day, out of any day? And so it's just saying meditate, and really you will be surprised at how much you can learn from meditating, from staying focused on this spiritual progress, on your own inner work. It will really help you and help us collectively. So yes, and for me, if I'm going to be honest, this pile speaks to me in that, I do have a long history of meditating. However, it can be sporadic at times, and other times I can be like meditating for 6 hours a day. But I don't meditate for 6 hours a day all the time, and some days I just don't meditate at all. And the longer I don't meditate, the days in between meditating, the harder it is for me to get back into meditating. So this is kind of suggesting to somehow make it fun for you. Like for me, doing tarot readings, doing this, it forces me to meditate. every day. It forces me to connect to spirit, to connect to Reiki, to connect to my Reiki Ascended Masters, and really, have an understanding, get some communication happening, like two-way communication happening between me and spirit. And it is, I do find this really fulfilling. And what I'm trying to say is perhaps there's a way that you can also figure out how to connect to spirit, how to meditate in a way that is fulfilling and fun and interesting and actually makes you look forward to connecting, to meditating, to, all of that stuff. So yes, I use tarot cards and oracle cards as part of my spiritual practice. And I think, that's what this is saying. Just figure out how to make your spiritual practice fun and interesting. And we'll figure it out. Anyway, moving along. I will move this over there so it is all in the frame. Yep. Okay. Now, back of the deck pile. So, back of the deck is generally, understood as the overall energy of the reading. And we have 4 major arcana cards here, which, we've got 3 up here, but 4 in one pile. That's kind of unheard of. Anyway, moving along. So we've got the Devil card here, and we've got the High Priestess, the Hermit, and the Death card, which is upside down. It's interesting. Sorry, just a moment. I'm just going to try and figure out what this pile means. Okay. So, this time is a struggle for a lot of people, with the materialism card. There's a lot of, with the economic situation as it is, there is a lot of struggle going on, and people are struggling to pay bills, pay their mortgage, ensure that they have enough to live on and feed themselves and all of that stuff. So, there is a lot of struggle, but this is telling me that we can rise above the struggle by connecting to our higher self and channeling that intuition and applying it to our daily life. And by doing that, we'll be able to change how we react to the situation, and kind of make it easier for everyone to just get through this COVID-19 era. And the thing is, we are all, Spirit at this time is encouraging all of us to do the inner work so that we can ascend with the earth as the earth ascends. And that's what the meditation and the self-compassion is all pointing to. And in the Hermit card, it's like, I don't know if you can see it. Hopefully you can. Oh, barely. So, I will see if I can hold that. Yeah. So up here is the Hermit card, and it's a mountain, and it is rising above this materialism. So in a way, we as society are rising above the materialistic world that we have been living in, you know, pre-COVID-19 era. And yeah, we're rising above it, and it's a bright, beautiful future full of intuition, because there's the book of the High Priestess, because there's the moon of the High Priestess, and it comes with a book. And so this is kind of saying that there is a lot of knowledge available to us. And yes, it is, you know, with this scythe, don't know if you can see it, but yeah, it is a really big change and transitional period that we are going through, but it's not just external, it is internal as well. So we are all changing internally, externally, and leaving behind the materialism, the old society, and forming a new, brighter future. So there we go. Yes, so okay. Yes, I got this Starseed Oracle, and I have to admit I am excited about using them, so please bear with me while I give this a go. Let's put that there. And normally I take all of my cards out of a box and put them in boxes like this, and I just couldn't do that to this box because it is so beautiful, and I left 4 cards or something inside the box, so good thing I showed you. Anyway, let us connect to the cards. Okay. All right, Reiki, Spirit, Reiki Ascended Masters. What else do you have to tell me? Or tell us? Oh, as you can see, I'm not very good at shuffling. But if you've been watching this channel for a while, you will know that I'm not very good at shuffling. Is there anything deeper that you want to explore? Okay. The Void. Star Brothers. I'm sorry. Inner Earth. Karmic relationships. Okay. Okay, so back of the deck is deep cellular healing. Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. So it's interesting. So we've got the Void, we've got Star Brothers, we've got I'm sorry. Then over here is Inner Earth, karmic relationships, and you are not for everyone. So yeah, as I was saying before, this, you know, with the tarot, the spirit is basically encouraging us to go within and meditate. And yeah, so this, we've got the Void, is stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb. And I think I was saying the other day that at this point in time the earth is taking a vacation. And so humanity, in effect, is going through a winter. We have, shut down, we have withdrawn to our homes, and we're all just not leaving, apart from the essential workers. We're just trying to be as isolated as possible and withdrawn. And this is kind of saying, good, withdraw. But don't just withdraw physically. Go inside. Go greet that inner divinity of yours. Go greet it. Go get to know it and really start up a conversation with it. And yeah, during this global shutdown, now is the time to really, really start up your spiritual practices. So here we've got Star Brothers, Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, trust. And I learnt a few years ago through my own meditation practices that trust makes the energy flow. So I realize it is very difficult to trust that everything will turn out normal. Or not normal, well, everything will turn out beautifully, that's the word. Yes, I realize how difficult that is. However, if we trust that it will resolve for the highest good of all, then we're kind of, moving the blockages away and just allowing the energy to flow. So, yeah, we need to trust in spirit. Okay, so here it says, I'm sorry. Defenselessness, righting past wrongs, uprooting. Okay, so to me this says, this is more about, okay, so we've got karmic relationships here. So this is more about the inner work that we need to do during this time. We need to reflect on our lives, look at, the darkness within us and shine light on the darkness. Bring that darkness into the light, acknowledge it, look at it, and accept it. Because only when we accept it can kind of clear. And yeah, only when we accept it can the darkness clear and resolve and right past wrongs. Anyway, so it's, yeah, you're diving into the darkness so that we can find the light in it, and then we can shine the light and clear the darkness. I hope I am making sense here. Anyway, so here we've got inner earth, and if you were wondering about my, comment earlier about how we're all going to be okay and we'll get through this, and society is just, it's rising above the materialism, and it will be new and brighter and better for everyone. Like, this is a confirmation card because it says you'll survive this. New solutions and beginnings. So, yeah, we will be okay. We will survive this. We'll be all right, everyone. So yes, this is a time for karmic clearing. So this is Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. So in astrology, when when planets make angles to each other. There's like hard angles and soft angles, and everyone talks about, lots of people talk about how the hard angles, like the squares, and of course nothing else is coming to mind, but anyway, hard angles are squares and soft angles are trines, and sextiles and all of that stuff. So anyway, what I'm saying is conflict. Those hard angles aren't as bad as some people make them out to be, because only through conflict can we grow. And I know that sounds almost counterintuitive, but if we stay in our bubble of comfort forever, we will never grow. We will never expand our horizons, our understanding of other people. We'll never do that. So, and yes, there is, sometimes conflict. Speaking as someone who avoids conflict, I realize how difficult this is to accept. However, yeah, it is. We do grow from conflict. We do evolve. We become stronger, better, more compassionate, because through the conflict, we realize that we're suffering, and when we see other people suffering, we go, oh, I know how that feels. Let me help you. So there's all that self-compassion and compassion for other people. Oh. The strength, or as I call it, the compassion card. Anyway, so yes, there is that. And this is a karmic. It's humanity is going through like almost a karmic winter, so that we can clear all of this past wrongs and make a better future for everyone, not just for a few. Anyway, so you're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness, face your true north. So this to me is saying, let your freak flag fly. Because, yeah, it's how you will truly be happy. If you look, sorry, my cat is making a noise. Anyway, let me get back to what I was saying. I might have a drink. All right. I feel like this is relating to the Devil card in the materialism. Don't let other people tell you how to live your life. Don't let society, the status quo, what is expected of you. Don't give other people that power over you. When in this, this winter, this meeting your inner divinity, allow it to show you exactly what it is that you want to be doing with your life, or exactly what it is your spiritual north, your true north. Where is it that you want to go? Where is it that makes you passionate and excited and fills you with joy, glee? That's the word that's coming to me. Like, follow your glee and spiritual bliss. Yeah, and you don't have to conform. Which reminds me of another deck by Alana Fairchild. Anyway, so, which is the Sacred Rebels deck, and it's really, this card is almost pointing me to the Sacred Rebel deck, because that's all about not conforming, finding, questioning authority, finding out exactly what it is that you want, and then go for it, regardless of the naysayers, the haters being haters and all of that stuff. Just, yeah, find your true path through this, meditation, and you'll survive this. We will be okay. All right, so I think these are the Sacred Rebel. Yes. Hang on. Yes, this is. All right. So I will just do a quick drawing of this. Oh, yes. Before I continue, I will talk about the card under the deck, which is Deep Cellular Healing, Arcturus, Energy, Physical and Emotional Healing. So while we're in this, winter of humanity, we're all healing. We're all clearing our karma and doing personal growth and rising above and finding our own uniqueness and expressing that. Yeah. So anyway, I will move them up there and quickly connect to this deck. Okay, Sacred Rebel. What do you have to say? Oh, okay, so a lot of cards just fell out. I was hoping only for one. Wow, that's... Okay, this reading is going to be quite long. Alright. Okay, so... Okay, yeah. Diving for Light. Pretty sure I mentioned that earlier. So this is basically talking about how we are going... You go through trauma. What is it? The wound is where the light gets in. And the going through all of this darkness that we're going through, it's teaching us how to not just find the light when you're in darkness, but be the light, radiate the light when you're in the darkness, so that you can light the way for others. And I feel like this is kind of, the people who are viewing this video, that's basically what they're doing. They're diving into the darkness, into the trauma, into the pain, into the shadow, so that they can find their inner light and project it for others. Okay, so we've got free from judgment, free to love. So this is referring to this. Once you accept yourself, once you accept your darkness, I guess, and really, truly compassionately accept it, then you're free. Like, I don't know how else to describe it, but it gives you like a new burst of life, a new life. It's hard to describe. So this is kind of saying, be the hunter, not the hunted, which kind of refers back to this card over here, which is you're not for everyone, and don't follow what everyone else is saying to do. Do what you want to do. Follow your dreams. Don't follow what society thinks you should do. Be a sacred rebel. Okay, so up here, and it's interesting that I, dumped these cards at random, and it is underneath 2 cards up here, which is you'll survive. No. Sorry about that. So, yes, this restore and replenish card has fallen on top of Inner Earth, you'll survive, and the Void, embrace winter. So this whole thing, COVID-19 thing, is trying to ensure that you just take some time for yourself to restore and replenish. Because we all know that life can get away from you. The day-to-day, the busyness of life, it can just make you push aside all the important, like, emotional, mental issues. And this is the time to really just take a break, take a breath, and relax. So here we've got Legacy of Light. So to me, this is saying that at this point in time, all of our ancestors and spiritual family, they're all kind of supporting us at this point in time. They're all almost, I see it almost as feeding energy into us to ensure that humanity evolves, that we become more compassionate and passionate, I suppose, more spiritual, more heart-based, moving from the head to the heart. And that's the society that Spirit really wants us to create, a heart-based operating system for society. And really it looks like there is a lot of support, a lot of energy being channeled into creating this heart-based society, like thousands upon thousands of years worth of ancestors channeling into us at this point in time. And not just human ancestors, but, the spiritual ancestors, the star seeds, or the star family, I suppose. Yeah. And so this is the final card. I've left this till last because this, when I first saw it, I thought it felt like a difficult card for me, so which is probably why it came up in this reading. So this is Pandora's Gift. And as you know, Pandora was the one who opened up the box and released all the darkness into the world. However, if I think about it now, diving for light, that's kind of exactly what she did. That's what she allowed us to do, to dive for the light. Yeah, and there are, she was villainized because she opened up the box. But as I said earlier, the conflict, it helps you grow. And she was the catalyst for allowing us to grow. And this kind of makes me think of COVID-19, this global shutdown. It's a catalyst for humanity to grow. It's a catalyst for our spiritual ancestors to channel energy into us, to force us to look inside and figure out exactly what kind of society we want going forwards. So yes. Oh. And we lost a card. Be the hunter, not the hunted. That's the card that fell down. So yes, definitely go for what you want. You know, do you believe what other people say about how society is going to be doom and gloom, or do you want the brightness? And that is my cat in the background. Do you want the brightness? Do you want a bright future? And if you want that bright future, go for it. Meditate, work on it, do the soul growth, do the personal development, so we can all, and there's the compassion, the self-compassion and compassion for others, so that we can all have this bright future. So, wow. I did not expect this to go as long as it has, but we will now have a look at the Kuan Yin Oracle cards and see what they have to say. Oh wait, I should probably connect to the deck. Okay, just a second. What message do you have? What closing message do you have for us, Kuan Yin? And in this one, I will actually read from the book. What closing message do you have for us, Kuan Yin? Oop. Helps if I can shuffle. Okay. Oh, I have 3 cards have jumped out, and back of the deck is the Tao. Right. So we have the many hands of the goddess, shining lotus, absolutely gorgeous card, this one. Well, they're all gorgeous. And then sisters of the star blossoms, beautiful. Okay, so I think just looking at this one, because I said that I was going to read from the book, but I think I know what this message is. And there is a Buddha called Chenrezig, and he is the Buddha of compassion, and he has 1,000 arms so that he can help thousands of people at once, and give compassion to thousands of people. And this is kind of, to me, saying, like, emphasizing the compassion side of, you know, this reading. Let's all be compassionate to each other. Okay, so very quickly I will find the Shining Lotus. Oh, here's Sisters of the Star Blossom. It is good to remember that whilst we each take our own unique journey back into divine bliss and truth, we have plenty of friends that love us unconditionally and wish to help us find the way home with the least suffering and greatest joy. When we allow ourselves to be helped, we help others too. It is a spiral of support and love that is wishing to connect more so with you now. That's wishing to connect more with you now. So, yeah, this, what I was saying about how you dive into the darkness so that you can find your own light and light the way for others. There are others out there who have already found the way. And yes, this is just saying we're not in this alone. There are path makers. We just need to find them and allow them to help us. So maybe this is actually even talking about our spiritual family. The legacy of light. They are channeling all of this energy into us at this point in time so that we can ascend. And we just have to allow them to help us. So let's go to Shining Lotus. There are times when it makes sense to be discreet until you find your inner strength so that you feel empowered enough to share your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs without wavering, even in the face of challenge by another. At other times, we benefit ourselves and others by taking a risk and allowing the inner lotus blossom of our true self to shine forth for all to behold. And yes, this is referring back to this card, You're Not For Everyone. So, yeah, let's allow ourselves to be the light for others and to be the light for ourselves as well. Let's ask for help. Let's use compassion. And all right, I will very quickly do many hands of the goddess. The goddess Kuan Yin brings blessings to multiple projects and many different parts of your life and consciousness, beloved. She is not limited to one task at a time. Do not be afraid to surrender into her guiding wisdom and creative genius now, for there is much that you can accomplish together and she wants to assist you. So I guess this is saying, ask Kuan Yin for help. Ask her to help us get through all of this COVID-19 era, all of this ascension. Ask her for help and she will help us. She's gone through this, she has ascended, and she wants to help us. So with that, I will close this reading and thank you very much everyone for watching. Like and subscribe if you would like to see more of these epically long videos. Yes, thank you everyone and many blessings. I hope this finds you well.